Hi dears, good morning and welcome back to our physics class. In the last class we have discussed about the sound and how the sounds are produced and how they are propagating through a medium, and the sound needs a medium for propagation, like that things, right? Here now we are moving to the next portion, or the different types of waves, and depending upon the propagation of the particles, depending upon the vibration of direction of vibration and propagation, we can classify the waves into two categories, that are longitudinal waves and transverse waves. What are longitudinal waves? Longitudinal waves means the particles of the medium vibrate parallel to the direction of the propagation of wave. Actually, particles of the medium travel, or actually particles of the medium vibrate parallel to the direction of propagation of wave. That means if the wave is propagating in this direction, right? The wave is propagating in this direction, then the particles of the medium, like this, suppose this is a particle and it will vibrate like this, right? That means the vibration or the movement of these particle, and this particle also moving towards this side, right? So the particles of the medium also vibrating in the direction same as that of the propagation of wave. Okay, ഈ വേവ് പ്രൊപ്പഗേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സെയിം ഡയറക്ഷനിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പാരലൽ ആയിട്ട് പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസ് ഓഫ് ദി മീഡിയം വൈബ്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസ് ഓഫ് ദി മീഡിയം ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് പറയാം? ദി ആർ ലോങ്ങിറ്റ്യൂഡിനൽ വേവ്സ്. And what are transverse waves? Transverse waves are another type of waves that the particles of the medium vibrate perpendicular, or particles of the medium travel perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave. Okay, so like this, if this is the direction of propagation and the particles of the medium vibrate like this. Okay, so if they are vibrating like this, or if they are moving like this, that means this is the direction of propagation and this is the direction of motion of particles, that is they are perpendicular to each other, right? So that type of waves are known as transverse waves. Now we have to study about longitudinal waves, because sound waves are longitudinal waves. The example of transverse wave is light waves are transverse waves. They are the particles of the medium propagate perpendicular to the propagation of light waves. Okay, so light waves are examples for what? Transverse waves. And our sound waves is an example for longitudinal waves. So we have to study about longitudinal waves. Now we are dealing with the chapter sound, so we can discuss about longitudinal waves. Transverse waves we will study in the higher classes. Okay, so here an activity given to you, 12.4, that will give some idea about longitudinal waves. So take a slingy, ask your friend to hold one end, you hold another end. So take a spring. If you have a spring, you have to fix one end of this spring to a fixed point, and another end you can stretch by your hand. Then what we have to do? Now stretch the sling as shown in figure 12.7 and then give it a sharp push towards your friend. So if we place one end of the spring here fixed, and another end is in our right hand, and when we push this spring, what happens? Push the spring and then release that end. So what we can find? If we move your hand pushing and pulling the sling alternatively, what will you observe? When pushing this spring, what we can observe? Some regions are compressed, right? Some regions are compressed. That means that coiling of that metal that make some they come nearer, right? അതായത് നമ്മുടെ സ്പ്രിങ് എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അതൊരു കോയിലിംഗ് ആണ്, നമ്മുടെ ഒരു മെറ്റൽ വയർ കൊണ്ട് കോയിൽ ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ടൈപ്പ് സ്പ്രിങ് ആണ്, റൈറ്റ്? സോ നമ്മൾ സ്പ്രിങ് കംപ്രസ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്, അതിന്റെ കോയിൽസ് എല്ലാം അടുത്തടുത്ത് വരും, റൈറ്റ്? ആ ടേൺസ് എല്ലാം അടുത്തടുത്ത് വരും. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് it produce a compression region, right? And when we release it, what happens? That coiling, what happens to the coiling? They move apart, right? So there makes some refraction region, right? Okay, so what do you notice if you move your hand pushing and pulling the slingy alternatively? What happens? The region where the coils becomes closer are called compression region. The coils become closer are called compression region, right? So this is, suppose this is the spring, and when we compress or when we push this spring, what happens? This become more closer, right? And when we pull that spring, what happens? That will make some changes in the coiling like this, right? Okay, so this is called compression and this is called rarefaction. The region where the coil become closer are called compression, and the region where the coils are further apart are called rarefaction. Okay, and as we already know, sound propagates in a medium as a series of compression and rarefaction. That are things we have already discussed, right? So sound waves are propagating like they make compression region, rarefaction region, again compression region, and rarefaction region, like that, right? So now we can compare the propagation of disturbance in a slinky with sound propagation in the medium, right? സോ നമ്മൾ സ്പ്രിങ് എടുത്ത് ജസ്റ്റ് പുഷ് ചെയ്യുക, പുൾ ചെയ്യുക, ആ ഒരു പ്രോസസ്സ് പോലെ തന്നെ നമുക്ക് അതിനെ എന്തുമായിട്ട് കമ്പയർ ചെയ്യാം? നമ്മുടെ സൗണ്ട് വേവ്സിന്റെ പ്രൊപ്പഗേഷനുമായിട്ട് കമ്പയർ ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കും. ഓക്കെ, സോ ദീസ് വേവ്സ് ആർ കാൾഡ് ലോഞ്ചിറ്റ്യൂഡിനൽ വേവ്സ്. Longitudinal waves means in these waves the individual particles of the medium move in a direction parallel to the direction of propagation of disturbance, right? So this is the direction of motion of our spring or slingy, right? So when we compress this, what happens? This will compress this, and when we push this, and what happens? It will move towards that side, right? Okay, so anyway, this is the direction of propagation, and the particles of the medium, individual particles also makes some vibration in this propagating direction. Okay, so the individual particles of the medium move in a direction parallel to the direction of propagation of the disturbance is known as longitudinal waves. The particles do not move from one place to another, but they simply oscillate back and forth about a mean position or about position of rest. And hence sound waves are longitudinal waves, right? So here we can say sound waves are longitudinal waves. That means the particles of the medium moves in a direction parallel to the direction of propagation of wave. And there is another type of wave called a transverse wave. In transverse wave, particles do not oscillate along the direction of the wave propagation, but oscillate up and down about their mean position as the wave travels. And thus the transverse waves is the one which is the individual particles of the medium move about their mean position in a direction perpendicular to the direction of wave. Okay, so in this case, the movement of individual particles are in a direction perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave. They are called as transverse waves. And now when we drop a pebble in a pond, the waves you can see on the water surface is an example of ട്രാൻസ്വേഴ്സ് വേവ്സ്. സോ നമ്മൾ ഒരു ജസ്റ്റ് ഒരു പോണ്ടിൽ കല്ലെടുത്ത് എറിഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അതിന് ചുറ്റും ഇങ്ങനെ വേവ്സ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നതായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ സാധിക്കും, റൈറ്റ്? സോ ദ ഡയറക്ഷൻ ഓഫ് മൂവ്മെന്റ് ഓഫ് ദാറ്റ് പെബിൾ, ഓർ പെബിൾ മീൻസ് സ്മോൾ സ്റ്റോൺസ്, റൈറ്റ്? സോ നമ്മൾ ജസ്റ്റ് ഒരു കല്ലെടുത്തിട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്, കല്ല് പോകുന്ന ഡയറക്ഷൻ താഴോട്ടാണ്, റൈറ്റ്? സോ വേവ്സ് ഉണ്ടാകുന്നത് എങ്ങനെയാണ്? ജസ്റ്റ് ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ ഡയറക്ഷൻ ഓഫ് സ്റ്റോൺ ഇങ്ങനെയാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിന്റെ വേവ്സ് പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നത്, വാട്ടറിൽ വേവ്സ് പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്നത് ജസ്റ്റ് ലൈക്ക് ദിസ് ആണ്, അല്ലെ? സോ ആ ഇൻഡിവിജ്വൽ പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസിന്റെ മോഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ജസ്റ്റ് ഈ ഡയറക്ഷനിലായിരിക്കും. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദേ ആർ the propagation of waves and particles are mutually perpendicular to each other, right? So these waves are known as transverse waves. That is, in transverse waves, particles of the medium propagate, or particles of the medium move or vibrate in a direction perpendicular to that of the propagation of wave. Wave propagation in the direction perpendicular ആയിട്ട് ആയിരിക്കും മീഡിയത്തിലെ പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസിന്റെ മൂവ്മെന്റ് ഉണ്ടാവുക, റൈറ്റ്? സോ ലൈറ്റ് ഈസ് എ ട്രാൻസ്വേഴ്സ് വേവ്, ബട്ട് for light the oscillations are not of the medium particle or their pressure or density. It is not a mechanical wave. So light waves transverse waves ആണ് നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞു, but the oscillations are not the medium particles or their pressure density. It is not a mechanical, and sound waves are mechanical waves നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞു, റൈറ്റ്? അതായത് മോഷൻ ഓഫ് ദ പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസ് ഇൻ എ മീഡിയം ആണ് അവിടെ സംഭവിക്കുന്നത് സൗണ്ട് വേവ്സിന്റെ പ്രൊപ്പഗേഷനിൽ. ബട്ട് ഇൻ ദ കേസ് ഓഫ് ലൈറ്റ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് നോട്ട് എ മെക്കാനിക്കൽ വേവ്. നമ്മളെ എയർ പ്രഷറിന്റെ ഡിഫറൻസിലോ എയർ പ്രഷർ അല്ല ഈ ലൈറ്റ് വേവ്സിന്റെ പ്രൊപ്പഗേഷന് സഹായിക്കുന്നത്. പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസ് ഓഫ് ദി മീഡിയം അല്ല അവിടെ ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ലൈറ്റിനെ കുറിച്ച് നമ്മൾ ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ട് ഹയർ ക്ലാസ്സസിൽ പഠിക്കും. ലൈറ്റ് വേവ്സ് ഇലക്ട്രോമാഗ്നറ്റിക് വേവ്സ് ആണെന്ന കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ, റൈറ്റ്? സോ നൗ യു ജസ്റ്റ് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ബട്ട് സൗണ്ട് വേവ്സ് ആർ മെക്കാനിക്കൽ വേവ്സ്, ബട്ട് light waves are not a mechanical wave. Sound waves are longitudinal waves, but light waves are transverse waves. Okay. So that is about longitudinal waves and transverse waves. Now we have to concentrate only in these longitudinal waves, that are sound waves. So sound waves are characterized by different parameters like wavelength, amplitude, time period, frequency, pitch, like that things. Okay, so we can distinguish different sounds, right? A male sound or a female sound, and a sound of a bird, sound of aeroplane, that all things we can distinguish, right? So why we are able to distinguish all these sounds from one another, and what are the factors affecting these different sounds produced by different objects? Or we can say every sound is characterized by different parameters that makes the difference in different sounds. Okay, so every sound is characterized by different parameters like amplitude, frequency, speed, time period, pitch, loudness, like that things. Okay, so we have to study all these parameters one by one, right? So here a sound wave in graphic form, we can represent a sound wave in graphic form like if we are taking the time in x-axis and the wave disturbance, the disturbance in y-axis. Okay, if we take a disturbance in y-axis and time in x-axis, or we can take the distance also, right? We can take the distance also. Then we can represent a wave like this, sound wave. Like this. Okay, so how you can find the different regions That is, this is a disturbance means if we represent it by the pressure difference, that means the compression region, rarefaction region, like that. The pressure regions or the density of the particles. We can take any one parameter in the y-axis. If it is density, നമുക്ക് density of the particles ആയിട്ട് എടുക്കാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ what pressure difference ആയിട്ടും എടുക്കാം. Okay, so here is a higher pressure region or high disturbance region, and then while traveling it goes on decreasing and decreasing to a maximum. That is, here we have a rarefaction region, that is the particle density is least, and or we can say the pressure is least, and then it again increases when it moves forward, then again it increases and reaches to a maximum point, and this is known as compression region, right? In compression region, pressure is highest and density of the particles is also highest, right? Pressure is highest and density of the particle is also highest, and again it moves forward, then the pressure decreases to a maximum, and this is also known as rarefaction. Again it increases when it moves forward and reaches to compression region, and again rarefaction, compression, that it will move on like that, right? Okay, so we can represent a sound wave like this. Figure in your textbooks, it is given that figure 12.8 shows സ്പീക്കർ സൗണ്ട് പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് എവിടെയാണ്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വൈബ്രേറ്റിംഗ് ഒബ്ജക്റ്റ് ഏതാണ്, അവിടെ നിന്ന് ജസ്റ്റ് ഡെൻസിറ്റി ഓഫ് ദ density variation in the figure, and also pressure variation in the figure, and also how we can represent these sound waves, and also the three figures given to you, 12.8, page number 164. So look at that, and we can go through your textbook. The sound waves in graphic form is shown in figure 12.8, and which represent how density and pressure change when sound waves moves in the medium. The density as well as the pressure of the medium at a given time varies with the distance, right? So at a given time the density and the pressure varies with the distance, right? So when the disturbance moving in this direction, what happens? It produces a rarefaction region, compression region, rarefaction, compression region, like that. And the density as well as the pressure of the medium at a given time varies with the distance above and below the average value of the density and pressure, and represent the density. The figures that we already seen in page number 164 that represent this pressure difference and density difference with the distance. And a sound wave, as the sound wave propagate in this manner, we can see this rarefaction region and compression region, right? So here these compression regions are known as crust, and these rarefaction regions are known as trough. Okay. Every wave is characterized by this trough and crust. The upper portions are known as crust, and the minimum region, the minimum pressure region or minimum density region is known as trough. And the distance between here, the distance between two consecutive crust or two consecutive trough is known as wavelength. This is also wavelength. So what do you mean by wavelength? The distance between two consecutive crusts or two consecutive trough of a wave is known as the wavelength, right? So it is represented by lambda. And wavelength, you know, it is a distance. So it will have a unit of meters, right? So that is wavelength. And Another factor that is known as frequency. Frequency, what do you mean by frequency? So wavelength, frequency, these are things that these are the parameters that characterizes a wave. For particular waves, these values are different, right? So these are things you have to find, and compressions are here in your textbooks it is given. Compressions are the region where particles are crowded together and represented by the upper portion of the curve, and the peak represent the region of maximum compression. Thus the compressions are the regions where density as well as pressure is high, and rarefactions are the regions of low pressure where particles are spread apart and are represented by the valley, that is the lower portion of the curve, and the peak is called crest and the valley is called trough. That are things we discussed, and now we find the distance between these consecutive crest or consecutive trough is known as wavelength. And frequency, another term, frequency. So frequency means the number of vibrations or number of vibrations per unit time. So suppose a vibration means from here, that is from this point, this maximum points to this minimum point, and again it reaches to a maximum point. So this is one vibration, right? So this is one vibration. All these constitute one vibration. So number of vibrations, number of these vibrations per unit time is known as frequency. So for example, if we are taking a stone that is hanging, so here it is the main position, and when it makes we push this stone, it will have some vibration, right? So that is this move towards this side, and again it moves to this side, and then it reaches to the original position, right? So this is one vibration. It moves to this side and it moves to this side, again it reaches to the main position, right? So it constitutes one vibration. Here, suppose here you can say from this 0 time to it reaches to a maximum point or maximum pressure region or maximum density region, then it moves to a lower region or lower pressure region or what? Lower density of particle, then again it reaches to the 0 point, right? So this also one vibration, right? So this is also one vibration, right? So one vibration means the change in density from a maximum value to the minimum value, then again the maximum value. That is the change in density. This is the change in density from a maximum value to a minimum value. Again it reaches to a maximum value. So this is one vibration, right? So this type of vibration, the vibrations per unit time is known as frequency. Okay, so frequency is another parameter that characterizes a wave. Particular waves have particular frequencies, right? So these frequency have a unit of hertz. Hertz frequency, we can represent the frequency by a letter nu, right? So this is frequency. Frequency means number of vibrations per unit time, and it has a unit of hertz. And we can write hertz as like this. Okay, so hertz is it is given, that is a honor to the scientist Heinrich Rudolf Hertz, who was a scientist, scientist who born on 22nd February 1857 in Hamburg, Germany, and educated at the University of Berlin. He confirmed the Maxwell's electromagnetic theory by his experiments, and he laid the foundations for future development of radio, telephone, telegraph, and even television. And he also discovered the photoelectric effect, which was later explained by Albert Einstein. And the SI unit of frequency was named by Hertz in his honor. So, the scientist Heinrich Rudolf Hertz gives so many contributions to the science world, and the unit of frequency Hertz is giving as a honor to that scientist, right? And frequency tells us how frequently an event occurs, suppose you are beating a drum, and how many times you are beating the drum in a unit time is called the frequency of the beating, frequency of your beating the drum. And we know that when sound is propagated through a medium, the density of the medium oscillate between maximum value and a minimum value. So the change in density from a maximum value, to a maximum value, and again to a maximum value makes one complete oscillation, right? So it makes one complete oscillation, right? So the number of such oscillation per unit time. So number of such oscillations per unit time is known as frequency. Number of oscillations or number of vibrations per unit time is known as frequency. And if we can count the number of compressions or fractions that crosses us per unit time, we will get frequency of the sound waves. That is, here this is also, I told you, this is also one oscillation, right? That constitute one compression and one rarefraction, right? So if we can count the number of compressions and rarefractions in a unit time, we will get the frequency of that wave, right? And it is usually represented by the Greek letter nu. This is nu, and it has a unit of hertz. And the time taken by two consecutive compressions or rarefractions to cross a fixed point is called time period. So what is time period? Time period means the time taken to complete one oscillation. The time taken to complete one oscillation is known as time period, or we can say the time taken by two consecutive compression or rarefaction to cross a fixed point is known as or is called as time period. In other words, we can say that time taken for one complete oscillation is called the time period of the sound wave. So time period we can represent that with a letter T. Okay, so time period we can represent by the letter T. And what is time period? It is the time taken to complete one oscillation, right? It is the time taken to complete one oscillation, and it is a time, right? So it has a unit of seconds. Unit is seconds. And there is a relation between frequency and time period. So there is a relation between frequency and time period. Frequency is given by the reciprocal of time period. That is, nu is equal to 1 by T. Frequency is given by the reciprocal of time period. That is, okay, so till now we have discussed some set of parameters that characterizes a wave, a sound wave, right? So what are the parameters? Lambda means, this is lambda, Greek letter lambda, that is wavelength, right? Wavelength means the distance between two consecutive trough or two consecutive crust or consecutive troughs, right? So crust means the region of high pressure or density. That is also we can say this is a region of high compression region, and trough means this is a region of lower pressure or lower particle density, and it's also rarefaction region, right? And we have already discussed what is frequency. Frequency means the number of oscillations per second. It has a unit of hertz. And next we have discussed time period. Time period means it is the time taken to complete one oscillation, right? And there is a relation between frequency and time period. That is, frequency and time periods are inverse relation. That means when the frequency increases, time period decreases, or we can say if time period increases, frequency decreases, and vice versa, right? So these are things you have to discuss in detail. And another some parameters like pitch, amplitude, loudness, that are things that all characterize the sound waves, right? So each waves have particular value of lambda, frequency, time period, like that things. Okay, so these makes the difference in different sound. We are able to distinguish different sounds from one another. That is because of these parameters. All these parameters are particular for particular waves. Okay, so then that is why we are able to distinguish each sound from one another. So today we are going to wind up our class, and we have to discuss some more parameters that characterizes a wave in the coming classes. Okay, so you have to read your textbooks thoroughly. All the informations are given in your textbooks neatly, and you have to read your textbooks twice or thrice, right? So you should read your textbooks. So we can meet in the coming classes. Till then, take care children, and thank you.